Someone asked me, is there difficulties? Do problems arise in this state that you're in? This so-called enlightened state that you're in? Is there difficulties that you find you cannot deal with? I said, yeah. The first difficulty is trying to find someone who understands the question. Because when you're no more a singular form, a person, a name, you're just life. The question has been directed to life. Does life have any difficulties? Well, no. Because life is not a form. Life is not time. Life is not mind, although all these things appear from it. But the totality of life is not. Registering questions about the unquestionable and the unanswerable. Life does not have a purpose or is a organized beginning and end process. Life is just here. You see? So when someone says, do you have any difficulties? Life says, nothing. But to fit in to a world where forms still believe that they are individual, or the body, or the mind, you have to try and answer it. So you have to try and revert to the person. So when you go and person, okay, yeah, I can answer now. Okay, stay there, please, Mr. Person Mind. Difficulties. Do I have any difficulties? Yes. I have a difficulty that I cannot find difficulties. You see, that's the difficulty. The difficulty is I cannot find what I used to find with ease. Before as a person you could take sides. You could say, I prefer chicken to meat. But as life, I have no preferences. I cannot take side. I need both. Whichever comes, I accept. Because one will continue operating this body that I need so that I can realize that I'm life. Does this make sense? This takes you back to primitive way of living. When your parents say, You have so much choices nowadays. You're just simply lucky that you have something on your plate. That makes sense. Because without something on the plate, this body will starve and die. But that's the person state of looking at things. But even the person state is a reflection of the pure state of life. If you are able as a person state to think like this, I'm so glad. I have no preferences to chicken or meat. I'm just so glad I have something on my plate. And you're enlightened. You are life. Because that's what life says. Life says simply, I'm just so lucky to be here. Whatever comes, I am lucky to be here. I am lucky to have a body and a mind that can understand and can give me a picture of what I am. Life. And from this difficulty of not being able to find difficulties is no longer a difficulty. It's bliss. So even the difficulty, whether as a person or as life, or as the shifting between both, everything is bliss. So when someone says there's a football game on, the local team is playing the derby team, which team are you hoping wins? Obviously the local team. And I'm just so lucky to be able to watch this football. Not because of the television, but because of my presence. Without this body, these eyes, these senses, TV is useless. Or going to the actual game to see is useless without this body. So I'm lucky to see the football. You see, you begin to think as a child. The child is pure. I could never understand. I could never understand, even before enlightenment, holding my first daughter and just in love. Perfect. Pure. Just speechless. A miracle. Nothing more perfect. No games of football or chicken and meat or preferences of these things could replace this moment. And then I found myself saying, when she was 18 months, if you eat all your meal, you'll be a good little girl. Perfect. Pure. What happened? Why suddenly did she have to justify for me that by eating her meal she would go from perfect to imperfect to being a good girl. Conditioned life. You're no longer perfect. This world is conditioned difficulties, preferences, improving, justifying. Says, no, she's not a good girl. She's not a perfect girl anymore. She has to justify and prove it. And like a normal father, I said, yeah, okay, I have to go with that. But deep inside, I knew it was wrong. She's never not been perfect and pure, regardless of what they do, what life does, not them. Because they are life. Life is just acting out, moving on its own. There's no right and wrong, you see? There's no normal and normality. Everything that you take sides upon is wrong. That's the difficulty. I cannot find chicken and meat. I don't know which one I prefer. I'm just so lucky to have a choice. I'm so lucky to eat. An enlightened being never goes into a restaurant and says, yes, I think I'm going to have, not today. He may pretend for the benefit of the people he's eating with or she's eating with. But inside they're saying, just give me what you've got. I'm just so grateful. I'm so thankful. And mind says, how boring not to have choice. And life says, how free to accept everything. No choice, you see. Accept everything that comes. To have choice means you have two. And one loses and one wins. To have freedom. Two comes. See? Two comes. And whatever one. That's whatever happens. To have choice means you're throwing away 50%. I don't want that. I only want this. To be life and free means you're accepting 100%. I want whatever you want to give me. Even maths. Even simple arithmetic works. Your life is precious. We're very lucky to have a body and a mind, and therefore see a reflection of what you are. So in the mirror, whatever you see is fine, is acceptable. is perfect, and it's the same as when you were a baby in your mother's arms or father's arms. Perfect, pure. Every moment of your day, you are perfect, pure. Love. Appearing temporary, as if you want to take sides. And sometimes you do. Sometimes you say, I really fancy chicken today. And life will say, through whoever is serving you, that's so fortunate, because we're out of meat and there was only chicken left. Namaste.